This story is about a girl who finds an iPhone outside her apartment. When she told this story to the media, it went viral. When she took the iPhone home, she started inspecting it. What she found in the gallery changed her life drastically. It was sitting beside the curb outside my apartment. An iPhone 4S in surprisingly good condition. I scooped it up from the ground to get a closer look. I searched the contacts, found one labeled Mom, and pressed the call button. It was as though the touchscreen hadn't registered my fingertips. Puzzled, I pressed call again. And again, nothing. It was at that moment that I got a call on my own cell phone, a black iPhone. I swiped to answer, and the voice of my best friend reached my ears. Anna, who was always getting into heaps of trouble. As much as I wanted to stay in tonight, I smiled and agreed. How can I deny a request from my best friend? We set up plans, and I hung up the phone. Then I remembered the other phone sitting on my couch, dejected. I looked around wildly, my eyes colliding with the lit screen of the white iPhone. Oh, that must be her ringtone. I looked at the caller ID, restricted. I picked it up. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and click the notification bell for more amazing stories. Hello? The static was intense and only getting louder. I tried calling out a few more times, but no response. I was just starting to move the phone away from my ears due to the loudness of the static when call ended. Must have been a mistake. Stupid phone. I was getting nowhere with this. Stared at it. Restricted? What the fuck? I rolled my eyes and answered it one more time, just on the off chance that someone was there. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Hey, do you know whose phone this is? I found it sitting outside. The club was pretty fun. It turned out that Anna's friends all happened to be guys, with one in the mix who was exactly my type, tall, with dark hair, forceful and confident, and a little controlling. Plus, he and I hit it off right away. I'm taking you out on Saturday. You better be ready at 8. I felt a thrill up my spine. Oh, hell yes, I would be. I crashed at Anna's place. New message, 1 attachment. I slid the phone open. The text was from a restricted number again. I shivered. I opened the attachment. Now I knew I didn't have the phone by accident. It was left outside of my apartment in hopes that I would find it. Angry voice. Who the F is this? I don't have time to play your F-ing games. Do you think I'm scared of AS stain like you? The expletives continued to pour out of my mouth. Silence. Are you there? About 20 minutes later, I arrived at her house. Okay, let's catch him. I slid the phone to unlock it, and we stared down at it. Where do we start? Pictures, tried Anna. Right? I clicked on the photo icon and started from the beginning. The first few photos were normal. A teenage girl with long blonde hair. I continued scrolling. Pretty soon, a guy started appearing in the pictures I could only assume was her boyfriend. And then the pictures turned black. That was it, just blackness. Assuming it was a dud, I went to the next picture. Black. I saw the blonde teen again, but this time she was lying on the ground. Her hair actually looked like it had turned strawberry blonde. It took me a moment. Blood had pooled around her, and her formerly bright blue eyes had dulled and were staring out, dead. Anna let out a scream. I threw the phone down and ran to the bathroom. I was sick for a few minutes before I returned. Anna was shaking on the couch, staring at the phone, still lying where I'd left it a few minutes earlier. Are you okay? We have to find out who this girl is, and if her boyfriend did this. Without looking, I swiped past the gory catalog of the girl's death. Next was another black picture, and another one, and another. My anticipation and anxiety grew with each swipe. This time, it was the brown-haired boy who appeared first. I have to admit, up until this point, he had been my first suspect. But when I saw his body half smashed through the windshield of his car, the next picture was another girl, older than Blondie, with long black hair and crow's feet around her eyes. Next, a similar picture, but this time it was a man staring into the camera. A few more black swipes. Then I saw the woman lying on a patch of concrete, a knife stuck in her stomach, her face stretched out into a scream. Then I saw the man. At least, I was pretty sure it was the man. As he hung from the rafters, his back faced the camera, and I couldn't get a good look at his face. I felt sick again. Finally, Anna took the phone from me. UGH Amanda. This isn't helping. This phone just HEPPENED to show up outside my door with pictures of these disgusting murders. Without a word, I picked up my phone and dialed my dad's number. I got his voicemail, so I left a message explaining what had happened. Can you and your partners look into this for me? It's probably just a prank, but it's a damn good one. I took a few deep breaths after that. Anna picked up the phone again. I'm going to look through the contact. Maybe we can figure out who's doing this. Whoa, Amanda, look at this. What is it? I asked. All the contacts, they're all girls. I looked at her, puzzled. So, the first girl, the one the phone must have belonged to, she had a boyfriend, right? Why isn't his number in here? What are you doing? Trying to find the connection. I clicked on the first article Google spit out. The picture accompanying the article was definitely Tina. I continued reading. Here, try this one, said Anna. Emily Tresser. Where is the connection? Anna, this girl was sexually assaulted, I said. What? Look, it's right here. That doesn't make sense. Anna frowned. The other girl committed suicide. This girl was raped and then murdered. Where's the connection? Moment of realization. What? Think about it. She killed herself for seemingly no reason at all. Speaker, Anna suggested. Who is this? I asked. My voice broke as I asked. What do you want? Why are you doing this? Stay away from him. Click. Who was she talking about? Wait, Mr. Bad Boy. He was in the picture that I received. A picture started to form in my mind. Whoever was doing this was coming for me to leave me dead. But where did Anna's friend Derek, was his name, fit into this? The final piece clicked into place. He frames them, I said slowly. He goes after the girls, and he frames the men, and they kill themselves. Wait, Amanda, where are you going? Anna yelled after me. I paused at the door. I have to talk to Derek. I have to tell him what's happening. He doesn't realize the danger he's in. I hugged Anna. You can't come with me. I need you to stay here in case I need a place to crash again. I had swiped Derek's number when he plugged mine into his phone. Thank God. His phone was already ringing on the other end as I got into my car. Well. If it isn't the lovely lady from the bar, he said. I blushed. Even under the circumstances, his voice was making me heat up. Derek, I need to talk to you. I need to see you. Are you busy right now? I could almost hear the smile in his voice. Am I so dashing that you can't wait until tomorrow? Well, that's fine with me. We can meet up. Why don't you come to my apartment? I was thinking somewhere more public. He laughed. Don't trust me yet. That's not a problem. How about a restaurant then? We can make it a real date. He rattled off the name of a surprisingly expensive restaurant downtown, and I accepted. I'll be there in 20 minutes. It's a date. I immediately felt safer when I saw Derek's shock of black hair and his bright, sparkling smile. I felt tears rushing into my eyes as relief flooded over me. I was a little afraid of scaring him off, but I couldn't stop myself from running into his arms. He was shocked, but his arms wrapped around me in a tight embrace. Hey, what's wrong? What happened? I poured out my story. The phone, the calls, the pictures. He listened silently, his face unmoving. I finished with my theory about the stalker. I had to tell you, everything is going to be fine. I nodded, my frustrated tears replaced by grateful ones. I could finally feel safe. It was dark by the time we left the restaurant. Derek had offered to put me up at his house, but I refused. I didn't want to endanger him any more than I already had. Derek was walking me to my car when he suddenly stopped. He looked around for a moment, then grabbed my arm. Shit, I think he's here, he whispered. He was grabbing my arm so hard it hurt. Follow me. Things getting scary. I stood there winded as he peeked back down the street. Derek was looking at me, his goofy grin replaced with something darker. He was smirking. Oh, what are you talking about? You're worried about your stalker, huh? This freak that murders these girls. Here's an idea. Maybe if I do his job for him, he'll leave you alone. How about that? You know why I brought you into this alley? 'Cause there's nowhere to run. And you were stupid enough to believe me when I said we were being watched. Are you psycho? I backed into the wall at the end of the alley. My heart was in my throat. I began to realize that I had made a terrible mistake. Derek reached down and tugged at the zipper of his jeans. You're lucky. I don't usually F crazy chicks, but for you, well, I'll make an exception. My leg had swung up and caught him right where it hurt the most. He screamed a few expletives and grabbed his crotch. I tried to run past him, but he grabbed my arm in that iron grip again. I yanked at my arm as hard as I could. His other hand grabbed my hair and yanked me back. I reached up with my free arm and clawed at his eyes. I could feel the blood soaking under my fingernails as he screamed. He released my arm, keeping a firm grip on my hair, and grabbed a knife from his back pocket. Derek screamed. He let go of me and backed against the alley wall. He screamed and grabbed his bleeding eyes. I was surprised he could still see after the wounds I'd given him. He kept standing like that, screaming over and over again. Finally, he dashed out of the alley, leaving me in the darkness. I stood there on my own, breathing heavily, my whole body trembling like a leaf. I picked the phone up out of my bag. I answered it right there in the darkness. This time, I didn't say anything, but I waited. Sure enough, Tina's voice came over the phone. I told you to stay away from him. Although I reported Derek's assault to the police, it turns out that I didn't have to. A few days later, he was found in his garage, his car filled with noxious fumes that had lulled him into a deadly sleep. I realized how wrong I'd been about the phone, about Tina. I knew now why she'd killed herself, why her boyfriend had died so soon after, and why every woman who'd received this phone had suffered like she did. Binding bonds through beautiful tales. Thank you for watching.